Hello children, in today's class we will start a new chapter coal and petroleum. We use various materials for our basic needs. Basic needs means fundamental needs or urgent needs. Basic needs primarily include food, clothes and shelter. Apart from this, we also need some materials urgently every day. For example, we need medicines. We need various means of transportation like vehicles to move from one place to another. You as children, you need pen, paper, pencil, etc. to continue with your studies. We need furniture in our homes. We need different types of gadgets for comfortable living. These all have become our basic needs. Some of the basic needs are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. Now we can see this activity 5.1, where you need to make a list of various materials used by us in daily life and classify them as natural and man-made. In the column where natural is written, you can write air, water, soil, sunlight, different types of medicinal plants, fruits, vegetables, pulses and cereals, honey, natural rubber. You can make a long list of naturally available materials which we use as our basic needs. In this column where it is written man-made, you can include several other materials. You can include different means of transport and communication like vehicles, different types of electrical gadgets, furniture, different types of clothes which we use, medicines. These will all come under man-made materials. These materials are also considered to be our basic needs. Now here it is written, does the list include air, water and soil and minerals? Yes, air, water, soil and minerals will be included in the list of naturally available materials which meet our demand for basic needs. Since air, water and soil are all obtained from nature, these are called natural resources. Now you can see this part. There is a question for you. Can air, water and soil be exhausted by human activities? Air cannot be exhausted by human activities. Water, we have enough of water in our planet, but the amount of fresh water is limited, and therefore when we need water for our daily activities, we mostly need fresh water. So water can also get exhausted by human activities. Soil can also be exhausted by human activities, but if we talk about air and sunlight, you use them as much as you need, but these will never get exhausted. In the light of the availability of various resources in nature, natural resources can be broadly classified into two kinds. Natural resources which satisfy our basic needs can be classified as inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources are those natural resources which are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Means they will never get finished due to human use. Because these resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature. In this list of inexhaustible natural resources, you can include sunlight and air. Then, inexhaustible natural resources, as we have learned, are present in unlimited quantity in nature, and due to human use, these will never get finished. So, we need not be very careful about their use. Exhaustible natural resources, on the other hand, are those natural resources which can be exhausted by human activities. The reason being that these natural resources are present in limited amount in our surrounding or in our nature. In the list of exhaustible natural resources, you can include forests, wildlife, minerals, coal and petroleum, natural gas, etc. So, this chapter is related to coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum are the examples of exhaustible natural resources. Since the reserves of coal and petroleum in our planet are limited, therefore, we should be very careful while using these natural resources. So here is an activity for you. This activity is to create an awareness about the use of exhaustible natural resources. This is to create a sensation among you so that you understand while using natural resources we should be very careful. We should make judicious use of these exhaustible natural resources so that our next generations cannot blame us for not having left anything for their use. This is a simple group activity where you need to take a few containers. You take a few containers, you take some bottles. In these bottles, you take some food items. You can take some toffees, you can take popcorn, peanut or roasted gram in some plastic bottles. Okay. Now you take 35 students. These 35 students will make the first generation. Tell all the students to take as many toffees as they want to take from these bottles. So they will be taking toffees from those bottles which were kept for them according to their choice. After that, take another group of 35 students, divide these 35 students into 5 groups of 7 each. This will be the second generation. Now the second generation, each member of the second generation will be asked to take toffees from the same containers. They will be also taking toffees from the same containers. Clearly, for the second generation, the number of toffees available for their use will be less. Then, we need to take another group of 35 students. We need to divide them into smaller groups and we will also tell them to take toffees from the same containers or from the same bottles. So, they will be also collecting the toffees or other food items from the same containers. For them, the number of toffees left in the containers will be much less. That means the world or this planet, our planet, the earth, will be inhabited by a number of generations one after another. So, if the previous generations start using those limited resources according to their own demands, obviously for the coming generations the amount of the resources left will be very much less. So it is written there in your book. I'll go through your book now. Assume that the eatables in the container represent the total availability of an exhaustible natural resource like coal and petroleum or natural gas. Each group may have different consumption pattern, means members of each group have their own choice to consume as much resource as they need. So, consumption pattern will be different for different generations. Are the earlier generations of any group too greedy? Why this question is asked? This question is asked because for the first generation, the amount of the resources left for their use was maximum. For the second generation, it was somewhat less. For the third generation, it became the minimum. It may be that the earlier generations in some groups were concerned about the coming generations and left something for them. So some of the members of the previous generations might have been very much careful. So while using the natural resources or the food items, they consumed in less amount so that the amount of the resources or the eatables here in this activity left for the coming generations or the next generations will also be more. So in this chapter, you will learn about some exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum and natural gas. These are very important natural resources, but these are exhaustible natural resources. These were formed from the dead remains of living organisms. The dead remains of living organisms are called fossils. Since coal, petroleum, natural gas, these are formed from the fossils and we use them frequently as fuels, we call them fossil fuels. So these are also known as fossil fuels. Now we will start our discussion with coal. What is coal? You may have seen coal or heard about coal. It is as hard as stone. Of course, some varieties of coal are not that hard, but some varieties of coal may be very hard. And coal is black in color. The black color is imparted to coal because of the high carbon content in it. Carbon is black in color, therefore coal is also black in color. Coal is a very important fuel. Coal is one of the fuels used to cook food. Nowadays, because of some problems like environmental pollution and less availability of coal, we are not using this for cooking our food. We have switched over to some better alternatives. Earlier, it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engine. I hope you all have heard about the primitive railway engine that was obviously a steam engine where coal was used as the primary fuel. These days we are using diesel instead